So today we're going to look at multiplying larger polynomials. So a binomial is two terms, but it is a polynomial because it's more than one. Poly is more than one. So when we did binomial times a binomial, what method did we use? FOIL method, okay? Which is actually just simply doing what? Distributing. So now we're going to multiply larger polynomials, but we're not going to use the FOIL method. We're just going to distribute. Okay. Thank you very much.
But can we use FOIL?
No. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take the 7v. We're going to take the first term, and we're going to multiply it by the second parenthesis. So it's going to be 7v times 2v squared minus 2v plus 2. You take the first term and you distribute it over the entire parenthesis. And then we're going to take the second term and distribute it over the entire parenthesis. So we're going to do plus negative 5, because it's a minus 5, times 2v squared minus 2v plus 2. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and distribute it. So go ahead and distribute the 7v and the minus 5. Okay. All right, so we're going to do 7v times 2v squared. What does that equal?
14v.
V to the third. Yes. Okay. And then we're going to do plus 7v times negative 2v. That gives me negative 14v squared. And then we're going to go to the last term, 7v times 2, which gives me 14v. Okay. Okay. Moving over to the next parenthesis, negative 5 times 2v squared. What's that give me?
Negative 10v squared.
Okay, now here's a little secret that I use.
Excuse me, Ms. Murray?
Yes.
And can I please have Tony Colebrook to Coach Green's office for a moment?
Okay.
Thank you.
So this is negative 10v squared. So what I like to do, look at me, not him, right? What I like to do is line up the like terms. So this is minus 10v squared. I'm going to write it under the other v squared. Okay. And then I have negative 5 times negative 2v. What does that equal? Positive, right? Negative 5 times negative 2v. That's positive 10v. So I'm going to write it underneath the other v. Okay. And then I have negative 5 times 2, which is negative 10. Okay. Now we just have to combine our like terms. So we have 14v to the third, negative 14v squared, and negative 10v squared. What does that give us?
Negative 24v.
Negative 24v squared. Good. Positive 14v plus 10v. What does that give us? 24v minus 10. And that's our answer. It's not too hard, right? Brooke? No. But this, if you're not comfortable with this process, this is what I recommend. Okay. Okay, let's do the next one. We've got 5v. We're going to take the 5v And we're going to multiply everything in the second parenthesis times 5v. Okay. And then what? Plus -1 times the second parenthesis. Okay. Everybody good so far? Yeah.
Can we still use FOIL for this?
No, because FOIL only works when there's 2 terms in each parenthesis.
But I'm saying, like, if you do, like, 'cause even if you do 5 times.
So remember what I showed you yesterday? FOIL is distributing. So this is the same thing as foiling, but with more terms. FOIL is distributing. It's just a way of remembering what to distribute. When we distributed, we used the same method yesterday, and I showed you how it comes out to be the same exact thing as FOIL. Do you remember that? So this is foiling. Okay, so let's see what we get. 5v times 4v squared gives me 20v to the third. 5v times -4v gives me -20v squared. 5v times 8 is +40v. Okay. Now we're going to do the next one. -1 times 4v squared gives me -4v squared. -1 times -4v gives me +4v. And -1 times 8 gives me -8. We're going to combine our like terms. We get 20v to the third minus 24v squared plus 44v minus 8, and we're done. Okay. This foiling is the same thing as this. Foiling is just simply distributing. Okay. I could have just taught you that the stuff we did yesterday, I could have just taught that saying distribute, but you have to know that term FOIL. That'll come up later. You have to at least know what that term means. But when you're told the FOIL, you're doing this. You're distributing. Okay? Does everybody understand that? Okay. Go ahead and do number 3, and then we'll do it together. Okay. So we've got, or how do you tell me? How do we start this?
Distributing
Distributing what?
4x to the other part.
Good. 4x times 5x squared plus 6x minus 7. Okay. Damien, what do we do now?
Distribute the -2 into the.
Good. Okay. Yana, what do we get when we distribute the 4x?
20x cubed.
Okay.
I'll keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And then plus 24x squared minus 7x. Oh, wait. So I didn't distribute.
Yeah, 28x.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Shayna, what do I get when I distribute the -2?
-10x squared plus -12x plus 14.
Good. Excellent. And then we're going to combine our like terms. So we get 20x to the third plus 14x squared minus 40x plus 14. And we're done. Okay? All right, let's finish up this worksheet. Actually, how do you feel about it?
Excellent.
Okay.
the easiest thing.
Let's do number 4. Number 4 is different because I've got 3 terms, but I'm doing the same thing, right? So I'm going to do 8x squared times 8x squared plus 8x minus 5 plus negative 2x times 8x squared plus 8x minus 5 plus negative, I'm going to run out of space, negative 4 times 8x squared plus 8x minus 5. Okay, let's do this one, and then I'm going to give you your homework worksheet to do. Okay, so we have 64x to the 4th plus 64x to the 3rd minus 40x squared. So I'm finished with the first one. I did all that one. Okay, now I'm going to do the negative 2x. So I get negative 16x to the 3rd. So negative 16x to the 3rd. And then I get negative 16x squared. And I get positive 10x. Okay, and then the next one, negative 4 times 8x, negative 4 times 8x squared is negative 32x squared. Negative 4 times 8x is negative 32x. Negative 4 times negative 5 is positive 20. Okay, so we'll line up all our like terms. So we have 64x to the 4th. So when it's lined up like this, it makes it easier. Now I'm just adding my x to the thirds. So 64 minus 16 is 48x to the 3rd. Now I have minus 40 and minus 16, so that's minus 56. Minus 56 minus 32 is minus 88x squared. And then we have plus 10 minus 32, so that's minus 22x. And then plus 20, and we're done.
So we have to do, like, distribute the 8x squared, negative 2x, and negative 4.
Yes. Everything in the first parenthesis, right, times the second parenthesis. And then we do minus 2x times the second parenthesis. And then we do minus 4 times the second parenthesis. Okay? Okay, I want you to do number 5. I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that because it'll take you a little while. Okay? And once we master that, I'll give you your homework.
Tie.
Okay. All right, so number 5. So we're going to take the 2x squared, right? And we're going to distribute it to this whole parenthesis here. So 4x squared minus 5x minus 3. And then we're going to do plus 6x, right? And we're going to distribute it to that whole parenthesis. So times 4x squared minus 5x minus 3. And then we're going to do plus we're going to do the negative 1 times that whole parenthesis. Okay. So now we've got it written out. Let's go ahead and distribute everything. So we get 2x squared times 4x squared, which gives us 8x to the 4th. And then we have 2x squared times negative 5x, so that's negative 10x to the 3rd. And then 2x squared times negative 3 gives me negative 6x squared. Okay, so that's the first one. Now we'll move on to the 6x. 6x times 4x squared gives me 24x to the third. Now you can either just keep writing it in a row like this, oops, or you can line them up like that. It's up to you which one's more comfortable with you, for you. Okay, since we've been lining them up, I'm going to go ahead and show you just writing it in a row instead. Okay. Okay, so now we've got 6x times negative 5x, so that's negative 30x squared. And then 6x times negative 3 is negative 18x. Okay, and we're going to keep going. So now I've got negative 1 times 4x squared, so that's minus 4x squared. Negative 1 times negative 5x is plus 5x. And then negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. Okay, now we've got everything distributed. What do we have to do now? Combine like terms, right. We're going to combine like terms. Now, this is where I think it's easier if you're lining it up, because now you've got to find all your like terms. So we have 8x to the fourth. Now I have minus 10x to the third, plus 24x to the third, and that's it, right? Okay, so that's plus 14x to the third. Then we have minus 6x squared, minus 30x squared, so that's minus 36x squared. Minus 4x squared gives me minus 40x squared. We have negative 18x plus 5x gives me negative 13x, and then plus 3. For those of you that are new to this, I think the other way, the way we did it up here where we lined it up, will work better for you. It's easier to combine your like terms like that. Okay. Okay, questions? Okay, I'm going to give you your homework worksheet. And please upload this classwork up to Google Classroom. And when you finish your homework, you're going to put that in Google Classroom also. Make sure you upload both of them to Google Classroom. You